in Satisfactory, observing a spitter in its natural habitat. A wondrous world of nature, trees, nitrogen, mountains. All soon to be covered in concrete. Yeah! I only need 2 more things to polish off the last milestone unlock of the game. Cooling systems and turbo motors. 2 really complex items. So why not build both of them in one factory, along with a ton of extra heat sinks, all while making it look like a small town? I'm calling it Turboville. Today's video is the first in a mini-series that will show you my entire Turboville build, so be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can catch the whole thing. The first step of any factory is getting materials to your site, so we're going to start our new build with building a few underground train stations, and I think you're really going to like how they turned out. So I've made a blueprint that gives us each section of the subway tunnel that we should be able to put down and speed up our build a little bit. And let me put the first one down and we can take a look. This lined up right there. Okay, so this blueprint involves some half foundations, some quarter pipes, some flat foundations, and then some signs on some steel beams. You can use steel beams as a sign placement helper wherever you want. I actually kind of like the look of them sitting on the beams, but you can also delete the beams if you want them to be in a certain spot. And really all you have to do to make signs that look like lights is pick your colors, have the background only, and then take away any text is there. And then you can change the strength of them or the glossiness of them as you see fit. And then all you need to do, if you have a bunch of them in a row, or you make a blueprint, is hit Control C while you're looking at it and Control V, and that will paste your setting. Let's see, there's 5 sections. So let's go see if this actually looks like a decent tunnel. And I would say, yes, it looks like a great tunnel. So we're gonna make this go all the way down there to that point where it curves, and then start working on our station. After we pick up some more concrete, great preparation, dude. And we're back now with added concrete. Let's go, let's put down some more of these. Oh, now there's one thing that I hate about blueprints. Don't get too fast putting them down, because then you will have to demolish everything like this, and it takes forever. You can see I have it in retaliation mode down here, so these spitters are now checking me out and being very annoying, making spitter sounds right below me, so I'll probably have to turn off the sounds. Let's get back to placing blueprints in the wrong place. I mean the right place. Okay, spitter issue taken care of. Get a couple tunnel sections going over here on this side too, and then we'll work on getting our platforms for our stations filled up. This rail extension is not just part of my new factory, it's also part of my world-spanning train network, and it needs to keep moving this way up this slope. It makes it a little bit difficult to deal with making these type of tunnels on a slope like that with our current resources in Satisfactory. So I'm going to deal with it in kind of a stair-step manner. I'm going to put our 2-meter foundations here across and then get out our blueprint. And oh, by the way, I forgot about this. You can actually put the blueprint on your hotbar like that. We'll build that there, and then I'm going to go ahead and start building this in kind of a stair-step manner. Then we'll replace these middle flat foundations with ramps that we can put a rail track on. So let's put on another one of these and see what it looks like. You're kind of seeing this in real time here. With me, we should be able to put little catwalks here as ramps so you could continue on the walking, and then these things will be gone. So that actually doesn't look too bad, that stair step. Slightly disconnected, but I think that's okay. And I'll show you the outcome here in a minute. Actually, 1 second. Oh yeah, this is looking pretty good. Even better than I thought it would on this slope. Added a nice splash of blue here on the cement as well. Just make the design a little bit better. We'll finish out this tunnel section here in a little bit, but now let's lay out our platforms. We have 2 stations going on here, and we're also going to build a way to make sure we can walk from down here in our train station, which is the primary way that I get around my world, up to the top here where the city is going to be built. We're going to have 1 station going out here and another station going out here. So let's get this one to the right going first. And I know from experience that stations are best 5 foundations wide. And then we're going to take our train track here, or our rail, and make it go up 3 foundations and count over 3. It's really 2.5 and 2.5 foundations over. Thanks to a commenter that pointed that out in my last rail video. So we got our train station, and we're going to have this go out here on the end going that way. So This is 2 foundations wide, so we'll put that right there. And then 2 freight platforms right after we want the freight going that way. And so there is our train station. As I said, it looks like we're having a bug for the colors. Setting a color as standard just isn't working at the moment. So I hope that's something that they fix, because I have a lot of things to put down and then paint individually. All right, so let's start a design. I want to make this look like it's entering a tunnel to go into this station here. So I'm going to get out some half foundation. The foundations have 2 sides that look different. You have the dark side and the light side. If you want to use the quarter pipes like me, you need to have that light side in, because that is what the inside of the quarter pipes look like. We'll do the same thing that we did on that blueprint out there, is just make this 3 foundations wide like this, and then you end up getting this tunnel to the station, which I think looks pretty cool. And I've been trying to come up with a good way to connect all of these rails, and even though this space is absolutely huge, rail stuff is also absolutely huge, and it was actually a little bit difficult for me to figure out how to exit from these stations and attempt to bring it back around here without having it look pretty weird. And I'm gonna have this station empty out back onto this bridge over here, and then I'm gonna have this station here empty back around and come out here. So this is starting to come together a little bit. We got our signs going here on the entrance, our tunnel coming out here, and now we have our rail all the way across reattached here to this bridge. Now eventually we'll make this bridge look a little bit better, but for now I think this is going to work for me. But look out, buddy, holy crap. So let's get back in here and completely close this station up, and a little beautification needs to be done here, and obviously we're going to finish this off at some point a little bit better. But one thing we're going to do with corners like this is get out our outer corner, our half pipe, quarter pipe pieces, and we're going to put this in here like this, and this is going to make a nice little column like so. Doesn't that already look better right there? I think that looks pretty good. That curved edge looks pretty awesome, and I think we're going to get a few of these going down here in this station. Quick tip here before we close in this side. While the station is actively loading a cargo carrier on or off of the train, it stops outputting items. So one of the things you can do to keep the items running smoothly is feed everything out of a train station into a storage container, and that will help buffer things, is that it will still pull items out of the storage container even though items are not coming out of the train station temporarily. And I'm going to put this down right next to it, 1 over, we go in the middle, back 2 like so, and then this will be right angles into our storage container. All right, there's 1 station down. Only thing left is to give it a name, and that's going to be Turboville. We'll make this one iron. I need iron and rubber. There we go. One of many stations, and getting closer to closing this loop all the way over here to the supercomputer factory. I can't wait. Decent view of the old biodome as well at the end of the train station here. 1 station down, that'll bring in about maybe 200 iron per minute into that train station. And we're going to make another train station here for our rubber input, and we're also going to make a pedestrian exit. So I always make all of my trains 2 cars long, and that's actually not that much. And one might ask, why do you keep them that small? And one of which is it makes it easier for them to go up hills, and so you have a little bit more option on how to run your tracks if you keep your trains shorter. And then really my theory is if I need more than 2 cars, I'll just add another train. I've never really had any problems with throughput, although it's not like I'm trying to max out my world or anything like some other people are doing. When you only make them 2 cars long, you can actually fit it in a decent area, but it's still huge. Train stuff is massive. Then I had that station come out on this side, and I'm gonna have this one come out this direction too, and then we're gonna bring both of our items up right here, and we're gonna run a little logistics floor right here on top of all the stations. In fact, I'm gonna run a logistics floor underneath this whole city that I'm gonna make up here on a much larger piece of concrete than this, just so we can keep everything flowing underneath, just like kind of a modern city with the sewer. No sewer in this one. Luckily we don't have to worry about that. Maybe that's update 8. Okay, somebody please tell me how to fix this bug. I have these marked as standard, this blue color, but it keeps putting down everything black. Somebody please, internet, help me. I have to go around coloring all of these. Manual labor. No thank you. All right, before we get this all closed up, I need to figure out how to get this track all the way back around to hook back up to here. Yeah, definitely not up to my normal standards, but we're gonna live with that and then cover it up. Classic move. No one will ever see this again. Except the internet. So we basically have our 2 stations done, so it's left to make our little entrance plaza. So this is going to be kind of like a subway station going up here to what will be my small town Turboville up here on this level. First, we're going to close it in all the way up on this level because we want to give the idea of being underground. First, because of this bug with the standard, we got to do more manual labor. Paint these walls. Get out your paint buckets, boys. You know me, I always use my hover pack, so all I really need to do this functionally is leave a hole so I can hover through it to get up to my city. But I'm gonna actually make it work so if grandma comes to tour the factory, she can have stairs to walk up there. She's too old to use a hover pack, so we're gonna add some stairs in here like a real life subway. So one thing I'm going to do is use our catwalk stairs and ramps and crossings to make a way down, just like kind of a subway station. Oh, I can make it go all the way down like that. I think instead of making it go straight down, I actually want to make it take a little corner here, and I think we're actually going to be able to make the stairs come down here and go straight down to the platform. That, and I think I like that look, even though I don't really like the way that the railings go into the platform, but I think I like that idea of walking straight off the platform. If you use half foundations as much as I do, you run into this situation a lot where you wish you had half walls, and the way to take care of that, at least in my mind, is to get out a big concrete pillar and fill it up like that. And that's the best really that you can do. If you saw my thumbnail, you know that I'm going for a little bit of a London Underground theme here, and I have a little surprise for you that I think you're going to like. Let's get going for a little sign here. So we'll get out our beam, have this go up 6 meters. Do the same thing here, up 6 meters. Beam connector, of course. Get our beam back out, contain it, and here's what I want to show you. I'm so proud of my little sign. So let's turn this around and let's see. I would not put this on anything since I made it, so let's see how it looks. Oh, pretty good. Oh, blimey. Wait, that's Australian. Put another shrimp on the barbie. Wait, also Australian. Gets in. It's a rousing success. In it. Absolute scenes. If you've ever been to London too, you know that there's little signs on the end of these things that say public subway. So we'll add those in right now too. These little 2-meter signs. They normally snap right to the end of it, but I am struggling here. Oh, come on. There we go. So you don't know how to change around signs. You go in here. We'll pick this layout with just words. Change the color to white. And then we'll change this text to public. We'll copy this format, put it over here on this sign, and just change the word to subway. Beautiful. All right, that looks pretty good. But I have to say, most of the signs, if you go to London, have little lights on top of it. So let's see what we can do. Let's get out our street light, make sure it's facing the right direction here. Put it right up on top. Put another one side. Like so. And that looks a little modern. So let's get out our beam again and then cover it up right to there. It's still, I mean, you can only do so much with your options in Satisfactory. I have to say that looks pretty good. So let's see if we can get the power kind of hidden. Connect these two like that. Take the power line from this guy. Put a little wall outlet on here. Like so. And then I have the power straight underneath this. So if we go down here, hook this in. Now that looks pretty good. I have to say. Very impressive. I am very pleased with myself, and I hope you're equally pleased with me. Now that we got our signage set up, let's go down and take a quick look. Now that everything is done, we're going to come down the stairs like your normal subway stop. Here are beautiful signs on the wall. Come down to the platform. Wait for your train to arrive. Then you have to wait for your train to leave while it's unloading about 300 rubber per minute for our factory. Or you could be dangerous and run down the track and come over here and get on the iron train, delivering about 250 iron per minute to the factory. Here's the exit coming back from the rubber station. Welcome to Turboville. We have the beautiful biodome factory in the distance. And then you enter this cool subway tunnel. You can see pass signals going in, block signals coming out to allow 2 trains inside this block that won't hit each other at the same time. Because eventually, this is going to be part of my map spanning rail network, which we're not too far away these days. And we're going to have it right after we're done with the Turboville factory. That will be our next step, is to close this loop all the way around the map. Anyway, that's all that I have for you today after these absolute scenes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'm DrLootCrate, and stay stoked out there.